Hey guys, so sectional violence here. Wow, we got a fun one. BKFC Perry versus Rockhold. Pretty interesting card, can't lie. I like a lot of spots on it. Let's get through it though. We have Marcus Edwards versus Jay Jackson. I'm liking Edwards here, but it's not a confident pick. Jay Jackson's a vet in bare knuckle. He's very good, or like he's pretty good. Um, I do worry a bit. He's been KO'd a few times. Um, Definitely am worried a bit, not gonna lie. But I'm gonna trust in him to win this. But I'm definitely not. I can't say I trust him to win. I'm just gonna take the value of the dog money. Um, it's the best thing I could say about this fight. Uh, yeah, this is a weird one because I don't want to bet. I don't want to bet on really either of them. Moving on, we have didn't see this fight at the weigh-ins, so I'm not going to talk about it. Um, Arch, yeah, I had read though that fight does take place. Mitch Seibel versus Jack Willoughby. Willoughby. I'm gonna take Willoughby. I think Willoughby's gonna look sharper. It's definitely again not a confident prediction. Don't know too much about these guys, but I'm gonna take a shot and win on Jack, and I think he's gonna win this fight. Um, Moving on, Ben Rothwell versus Josh Copeland. Good fight. Uh, I do think that Copeland is definitely going to be a problem if Ben doesn't get him out of there. I'm going to go with Ben Rothwell, but I do think Copeland is tough and could possibly land the big shot on Ben. So don't put too much of your stake on Ben at heavyweight. This could go either way. Moving on. James Brown versus Mike Alvarado. I got James Brown here. Mike Alvarado looked terrible at the weigh-ins. He's older. He could surprise us with the boxing experience, but I think James Brown has this in the bag. He's just the more accurate and aggressive fighter. He's also really good in the clinch. I think he can win this fight. I'm gonna go with James Brown here. Not saying it with like too huge emphasis, but I think he wins this. Moving on, we have Matthew Mastis versus Dylan Weinmiller. Now, before the weigh-ins, I was really not confident, but I thought Matthew Mastis should be able to win this fight. But looking at the shape he came in, he does not look like he's in good shape. I think Weinmiller are going to get him out of there within 1 or 2 rounds. I Yeah, this is a really hard pick for me, hard take for me because I don't think Weinmiller is any good either. So could go either way, but I'm leaning Weinmiller. Moving on, we have uh I didn't see that fight either. So Brandon Gertz versus Christian Torres. Brandon Gertz, he didn't really get his chance to show what he's got. A cut stopped the fight. He's faced the who's who in Bellator. Um, yeah, I think he's going to be able to win this fight. He's got really good hands. I think he's going to be able to beat the Terminator Torres. Torres hasn't had a great career in bare knuckle. He's tough. I'll give him that, but that's about it. I think he's going to break it to Gert's pressure. It's going to be two bulls ramming horns, but I don't think Torres is going to come out the winner here. I'm going with Gertz inside the distance. Moving on. Uh, Moving on, we have Chris Camozzi versus Dan Spong. This is probably one of my most confident predictions. Dan Spong didn't look great at the weigh-ins, and he's primarily a grappler. He's 19-8. He took Townsend to a unanimous decision. Um, he can get the job done, on the feet, I guess, but like he's not great, and I do think that I do think that this is a good spot for. I do think this is a great spot for Chris Camozzi being the glory kickboxer. I think he should have this one in the bag. But anything can happen. Definitely not saying put your bank account on it, but I'm pretty certain Camozzi wins this fight. Moving on, we have Christine Ferreira versus Beck Rawlings. Um, Christine Ferreira. Frey's a really, really good fighter. I really, really like Frey. At the end of the day, it's women's MMA or women's fighting. You can't count on anyone. I think Frey wins this easy, but it's women's MMA, so can't never be too sure. Moving on, we have Eddie Alvarez versus Chad Mendez. I have Chad Mendez winning this. I feel like he'll be more explosive and he'll land the harder shots. I feel like he'll drop Eddie. Eddie's on roids, so that'll be interesting to see. Both of them are, so we'll see who comes out on top in this matchup. I'm going with Mendez. I think he's going to be too deadly. But it's going to be a fun one for sure. I'm really excited for it. Moving on, we have Mike Perry versus Luke Rockhold. I don't think Luke Rockhold really has much of a chance in this fight. He could land one big shot and knock out Perry, but I don't see it. I think Perry's just too much for him. He'll eat whatever Luke throws, and he's gonna come back and just make Luke pay. I think Luke loses this quite easily, either by unanimous decision or just gets finished. I think Perry's gonna be too much of a flurry for Luke, and Luke's not gonna do well with it. But who knows? Maybe we see a 5 round war. Yeah, this is a fight that I'm not going to really put too much investment into, but yeah, that's the card. And if I can give you guys my top five most confident predictions, it'd be number one, Camozzi. Number two, I'd have to say Ferreira. Number three, I have to say Gertz. Number four, I have to say um, I would say Brown. Did I say number three or four? Well, number four again. If not, um, then yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Ben Roth number four. Number five, I'm gonna go Willoughby. All right, guys, like, subscribe, you know the drill, and I'll catch you next time.